If you're trying to convince your spouse, just listen to Terry and Steve, because he was against it, she was for it, she got what she wanted, and now he loves it.
He loves it.
You probably spent more time outside since you've had this pond than
ever. Ever.
I have a very hard and strict policy that whenever I see a trampoline, I'm gonna jump on it. Woo! We are in Palatine, Illinois, 5 houses away from my mom's house, the Pond Mom's house. I'm with Brian Helfrich.
Hey.
My top guy for 23 years designing and building water features in Chicago. I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy, and it's all about how people live the aquascape lifestyle, including our friend Terry over here. Hi, Terry.
How are you?
Good to see you.
My favorite designer.
He's the best, is he not?
He is.
I say my mom was, what, 5 houses down or whatever, and this, really the inspiration came from visiting her pond, right?
Absolutely.
And before that, you never really knew much about water features,
I didn't know a thing about it.
Which is exactly why we're doing this vlog. Check out this pond. So this is your 3rd season, the plants are all taken off. For a person that's never owned a pond, if you were to talk to somebody just like yourself that only really discovered aquascape because my mom is your neighbor down the street, what would you say about living with a water feature?
I sit out here every single morning with my coffee and just enjoy the sound and the peaceful. I spend about 2 hours a morning out here, really, to be perfectly honest, because it's so peaceful and we love our fish. And my husband is out here every single night.
One party wants it way more than the other. You definitely wanted it more than your husband,
yeah, you remember,
right? But how awesome is it that now he loves it just as much, if not more than you?
It's the sound of the waterfall, and it's the fish, just watching them swim around. And it brings all this beauty to your yard. We get frogs.
Yes, build them.
We love the little sound of the frogs.
The most important thing when designing a water feature is to keep it to scale with the backyard. And if I were to tell you a waterfall this high would look impressive, I know you're underwhelmed, right? It doesn't seem big.
Yeah.
This waterfall right here is exactly that high. So from grade, where Greg the Pond Guy is standing here, that waterfall is only shin high to him. And look at how much you can get going on with a waterfall of that elevation. The key to it is set your water level 4 to 5 inches lower than grade.
Yep.
So then you get this waterfall right here.
That's an extra waterfall.
This waterfall here is actually right at grade because we dropped the water level in the pond down so much. So really the 2 waterfalls we're concentrating on are that one and this one that are above grade.
So many people say, give me a 5-foot high waterfall in a flat backyard. 2 foot max. This is 20 inches to make it look natural.
How do you enjoy this room compared to sitting outside?
Well, if it's raining outside, I just open the sliding glass door and I can sit in here and hear the pond. And if it's really cold outside, I just leave the screen door open and I can sit in here and enjoy the pond. This is where we get breakfast facing the pond every morning.
So this happens so often when we come to somebody's house, like, how can we expand this? And I remember last year at a barbecue out here, Steve talking about a recreation pond that he would actually have, because he wants to be able to get into it, right, Terry?
Absolutely.
So Brian, what would you think?
Well, I could see the bridge and this pathway leading to what would be a small little pool deck right here, just a place for another couple chairs.
Yep.
Right, if you wanted to sit in the sun, you could sit out here. And then nothing huge, but like a 20 by 20, just deeper recreational pond. Big waterfall over in there.
Oh yeah, not
Big waterfall.
Yeah, big waterfall. And that berm would then block off swing sets and other neighbors and everything.
A recreation pond you could actually get into that could run 365 days out of the year would be a really cool addition.
That's our next step.
This always happens. A customer that is a wateraholic is never done. Brian's already said, oh, we can put the waterfall here and you can see it lit up at night, which you totally could. So Steve wants to be able to get in and mess around with this pond and his fish and his plants. And so a recreation pond right over there with a nice bridge over to it, it would look perfect. A water feature is never done, especially for a wateraholic.
One of the hardest things for our customers, our potential customers, to really understand is the enormous impact it's going to have not only on their space but their life. And when they have come outside and they entertain and they had a patio of any size, and this is what they look at, grass, it's really hard for them to visualize what's gonna happen. And in a short amount of time, this is what happened. So this area over here used to look just like that. And when I say not only impact their space, but their lives, of course now, Terry and all of her friends, this becomes the hangout. So if she's gonna have a glass of wine, whose house are they gonna go to first? Hers, because sitting by the pond and feeding the fish and the sounds of the waterfall and the birds and everything else just makes it so much different than looking at boring grass.
Wasn't this patio done after we built the pond?
Yes.
Yes.
So literally this entire outdoor space really established itself because of
The pond.
if you want to draw people outside of their house, like a vacuum cleaner sucking people out, put a water feature in, because you'll spend hours on end feeding your fish, relaxing next to the sound of that waterfall, but people will not sit there for hours on end and watch their tulip grow.
My friends come over just to hang out by the pond.
Yes.
So we'll get the bottle of wine and sit out here and visit and relax.
And that right there is living the aquascape lifestyle.
It is.
It is a beautiful day in Warrenville, Illinois. I'm with Jennifer Zuri, who is our marketing communications manager, right?
Yes.
I know her as the social medias are. She's been helping me a lot with these vlogs, and you're my guest vlogger for the day.
Yay.
We are spending the day going out and visiting teammates' personal water features. And this is a very special water feature because this is our head foreman, Chris Hanson's house. This was the new guy on our TV show Pond Stars, right when he started 5 years ago. And this is his front yard water feature that he threw in one day with some leftover materials. Check this out. So, marketing communications manager, what is that?
That is an aquatic patio pond kit.
And have you ever seen one installed like that?
No, I haven't. What Chris did is he cut out a corner of the patio pond kit to create a waterfall. That's really unique.
And that's what's fun about this. It's the little touches. So we had some extra materials left over. He took this home, notched it out. This is probably the first ever square patio pond kit that's ever been put in the pondless waterfalls. But that's what we do. At Aquascape, it's all about experimenting. It's all about having fun. And my favorite thing about this water feature is its location, because it's in the front yard. People wouldn't expect to see this in a front yard type of thing, but it really sets the tone for every guest that comes here. And of course, it's the first thing they always notice when they come up their driveway is this. What's your favorite thing?
Well, I like the patio pond kit being used as a waterfall, but I also like all the naturalness, like over here on that rock to the left of the patio pond kit. There's little plants growing out.
There's little plants growing out with the moss, and then he actually put in a little pipe, so he's got an extension that actually is another waterfall over there. So the water just doesn't come from there, it comes from over there, and it also comes from underneath. So he's got two pipes coming out, so it actually, the water rolls around the bowl and over the bowl. And this is all the little accents that we like to do and put in here. So your favorite thing is the patio pond kit, which I think is great. My favorite thing is the fact that this is a front yard water feature. And this is something that's small and intricate. I guarantee you this will change as Chris's tastes change and he wants to add. And then of course, this is just the beginning because this is a foreman and aquascape. That rest of that backyard, he's gonna have a recreation pond. But this was done after hours with leftover materials, and yet look at how beautiful it is. So one of the things about the guys that work at Aquascape is they work Monday through Friday and sometimes even a Saturday, and then their weekends they're on their own property. So I have not been here for about 3 months, and already I see Chris has got a new bar going in out here, an outdoor kitchen area, and this eventually will become the recreation pond. So probably next year, but he wants these steps to go and he wants a formal edge. Once again, we had these stone grates. We had these left over from the Flower and Garden Show, the Chicago Flower and Garden Show. Put a little link into that because that's a beautiful display that we do. But he wants a formal edge recreation pond back here for his kids to swim in. And it's a labor of love for us. So when we can showcase, like on this channel, our teammates who are living the aquascape lifestyle, when you live with something and you own it, it's so much easier to design it and explain to people. When they ask what kind of birds get attracted to their ponds, they can say, well, at my pond, I get cardinals and blue jays and robins at my pond. So it's much easier. So I want everybody that works at Aquascape to have their own lifestyle with water features. But Chris has been with us for 5 years. He's got one up front and we've got a pretty big one going back in here. Share this because more people need to know what living the Aquascape lifestyle is all about. Jennifer just started living the Aquascape lifestyle. If you like this stuff, like, comment, and share, and showcase how living the Aquascape lifestyle is all around. I love my job.